All right, everybody, welcome to our team call. It is hard to believe that it's actually January 31st already, last day of the month. And, it's pretty awesome. And if you're sitting there and you're like, well, I'm not really pleased with how my January went. Well, good news, you have a new month starting tomorrow. So you can really take it and run with it and really, go after it in the month of February. And with that said, January's not done yet. You still have, how many hours left in the night of January to really follow up and really get those last minute sales in. So never think that it's done until it's done, I promise. But tonight, our whole topic is going to be talking about, it's a continuation of what we did actually 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I had to cancel last week. It was a last minute cancellation with my sitter, and Matt was out of town. So there was no way that I could do it last week. But we talked about the initial invite and how to transition from a reconnection message into an invite to a challenge group. So right now, we're going to go to the next part of that. Okay, they said yes to your invite. Like, they want more information about your challenge group. Well, what do we do? So we're going to walk through some sample conversations and how to do things. And hopefully it'll be helpful to you as you are having conversations with people as you're following up with them. So before we do that, let's get through a couple logistical things. First off, your February calendar. All right. This is pinned to the top of our team page for our February calendar. I know February, it starts tomorrow. It's kind of crazy. All right. And this is my marketing strategy for the week or for the month. And this is what it will look like again next month and the month after that and the month after that. It is a good thing to become predictable to your audience. That is a good thing. So this is what I'm doing. I've done a live video in our team page. If you've missed it, go ahead and go check it out again. But this is my whole plan for the month. This whole week, I am getting people signed up. I'm doing getting started right calls with coach training, and I'm also upping my number of reconnection messages. I'm following up with everybody who is interested in the month of January, December, November, in hopes that they will join a February challenge group with me. So that is what is going on here. So if you take a look at this, I have some really key information here for you. The whole next week. So not this week. This week I'm getting started right calls, working with my new coaches, doing my own business, reaching out to 1 million people, reconnecting with double the amount of people a day that I normally do, just getting conversations flowing. Then next week, I am going to be jabbing my free group that I'm doing for February. My free group is set to start on February 13th. It'll last from the 13th through the 19th. And that free group, I've already figured out my theme. It'll have a workout portion. It'll have just another portion with it. I'm actually doing the 5 love languages with a daily workout. So that is my February free group, the 6th through the 13th through the 19th. We launched that through an event on my like page, and then I'll be inviting everybody to that. The people who have said maybe to my challenge groups, people who have been no's in the past, people who I'm building those reconnection messages with. So this whole week that I'm doing reconnection messages, if we get to the challenge group opportunity and they say no because of money or whatever, I'll say, hey, can I add you into my free group that's kicking off on the 13th? That gives you a great fallback to have somebody go into where there's no monetary commitment at all. So this whole next week, I will be jabbing my free group. I will be talking about the love languages. I'll be talking about Valentine's Day. I'll be talking about quick little snippets for workouts. I'll be sharing clean dessert recipes because I'll be sharing those too in my free group. But right now I'm working on the content for that. And next week I'll be jabbing that for it to kick off on the 13th. Then that whole following week, okay, which I'm still doing this every single day, but the week of the 12th through the 19th, that's when I really up my challenge group jabs. That's when you're going to see a lot more of my call to actions. I'm going to be sharing a lot more challenger testimonials, Transformation Tuesdays. I'm going to be shouting out my challengers on Woman Crush Wednesday. And I am going to be jabbing my challenge groups, hyping them up like they are the best thing since sliced bread, because we all know they are, and getting people excited about them. And then my challenge group for February is kicking off on February 20th. Okay, that is my preseason week, and that is what I'm doing for my challenge groups. The whole first half of the month is all about my business, my personal business, getting to Success Club, reaching out, connecting with people, and really dialing in that challenge group opportunity. Then you're going to see a total shift in gears, okay, which I talk about coaching as much as I can, but it's going to focus from the 19th on, or really from when I hit Success Club on, or when I'm happy with the number of people in my challenge group on. That's when I really start amping up my coaching posts. I do at least one a day with coaching applications put there. Come join my business opportunity event, come join my sneak peek, and I have that going forward. The sneak peek for me, which anybody is welcome to come in, is going to start on Tuesday the 21st. It's going to be 4 days long, okay, with a business opportunity call on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the 23rd. That is when I am doing my stuff. That biz op call, I really like having the PowerPoint there as opposed to the live event, but I'm kicking around a few different options. But those dates are set for when I'm doing the business opportunity and the 4-day sneak peek. Then I have my new coach welcome call set up for the following Tuesday on the 28th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right before our team call. That's what we just did actually 30 minutes ago, as a new coach welcome call for this month. But after my sneak peek begins, after this business opportunity call is done, that doesn't mean I'm done inviting people to the coaching opportunity. Not only am I following up with everybody in my sneak peek group, this is when I'm talking to people one-on-one and I'm inviting them. I'm inviting them to my new coach training the whole way until March 6th. Okay, I'm jabbing, I'm saying accepting applications. Come join my new coach university. It kicks off on this day. The same way that you would market your challenge group with your jabs, I'm marketing my new coach training that way. Okay, and that is going to go the whole way until March 6th, until it begins. All right, and you'd be surprised. I've been messaging people, I've been following up with people who I've been chatting with for a long time. They go, oh, I saw your business post the other and I really thought about filling out that application. You better believe they're on my follow-up list to figure out, like, well, why didn't you? Like, what's the problem? And I'm talking privately a lot with people about things. Don't think that the only way you can get coaches to join your team is whenever they're put in a sneak peek and they fill out that application at the end. Trust me, that's a great way for them to learn information in an extended format to meet their needs for it. But it's also your responsibility to talk with them individually, overcome their objections by talking to them, and really figuring out if this is a good fit for them. Okay, don't feel like they can only join your team by doing a sneak peek and filling out the application at the end. Okay, that is there as more of a way for you to offer them the information in a presentation format, but it's also there for you as coaches learning how to present that business opportunity, how to talk about it with people privately. Okay, the main reason we do those sneak peeks is to get new coaches, but really it's to help all of you get comfortable talking about the business in a private setting so that you can really get those great relationships built with the potential coaches for on your team and then our larger team in general. Okay, does that make sense with that? All right, so don't be afraid to advertise for your coach training, even if you have no coaches, guys. Advertise for your coach training like it's going off without a hitch. You have people coming into your new coach university left and right, and you can't wait to start it off with them. Okay, make sure you're talking about it like you are a top coach who's recruiting 30 coaches a month. Okay, make sure you're talking like that, and people will believe it. Questions for me about the February marketing plan at all? When you do this, when you take the time to plan out your month, now I have a whole repertoire of posts that I can use as well. It's so useful the entire time that you're going through. I can now cater all of my posts and plan out general topics so that I know exactly what to post about and when, okay? Next thing, Team Cup. All right, make sure you are on a Team Cup team. That is happening next month. So tomorrow, they've extended the date to register through tomorrow. So if you are not on a Team Cup team, make sure you get on a team. I've posted in our team page. If you need a team, make sure you post in there. We'll get you on a team. We'll get ones formed up. This is so important, and it's such a big business a driver in your business going forward. Who doesn't want to win cool stuff for doing a job that you're already doing, right? And I know me, I get competitive and I like to outdo the people on my team. I like to outdo the teams on the leaderboards. I like to surpass my own personal goals that I have set for myself. And they have some pretty great prizes there too for this month. So make sure you get yourself on a team, okay, and get yourself squared away. They've extended this through tomorrow. A big shout out to everybody at Success Club or who have points on the board. Remember, it is not over until it's over. You still have a few hours. So congratulations to everybody on this list. Big shout out to Liesl, who's our top Success Club earner at 25 points. So great job, girl. And we will continue to, I know, see this improve even more in the month of February. And I know these numbers will change tomorrow as Challenge Pack orders come through and things update. Remember, guys, our annual All Access Challenge Pack is available for the entire month of February. Make sure when I'm talking to somebody, I always lead with this. And I always, which I'll tell you tonight as I go through my conversations, but I always narrow down one program for them. And then I say, I think I have the best program in mind for you. There's actually 2 different options for you to get this program. The basic DVDs, shaker cup, everything like that. I said, and then there's also a way that you can live stream this program plus an entire library of programs, because then they have somewhere to go when they're done with that initial program. Okay? Don't feel like this is the only option for you. The reason I lead with this is because if they tell me, well, I can't really spend the $200, but the $140 option may seem more appealing to them. Okay? So I always give them this, and then, well, if that one doesn't work, let's just go down to the $140 option. But make sure you are really utilizing this to your advantage. It is a great thing going on that Beachbody has right now. And I love Beachbody On Demand. I've loved it since the moment they announced it. I remember the Super Saturday they announced it, and I was so excited for it when it came out, and it has improved since then even more. Any questions for me about announcements, Team Cup, February marketing plan, anything? All right, well, we're just going to keep on rolling. Oh, I did have one other announcement for you guys, which I'm going to be posting our team page for it. Next Tuesday, in place of our team call, we are actually going to be joining forces with the Dream Team on Monday night. Melanie is hosting a Dream Team Surge, where you're going to hear from myself. Actually, I'm speaking on the Surge, as well as a few other leaders. I know Lisa will speaking on the Surge with some great things to really take to your business. So that will be next Monday night. That is February 6th. That'll take place of our team call on Tuesday. Monday, February 6th at 9 p.m. will be the Dream Team Surge, and I will share all that information as it becomes available to me. It's going to be a great lineup of speakers, so I'm excited for you guys to really take that and use it to really rock out your February. All right? So let's get into the meat of our call. Last time that we talked, we covered a few things about starting a conversation. And then remember, that was your first goal, is to start that conversation, to send that reconnection message or the connection message. Maybe you don't know that person. And then your next goal is to keep the conversation going by asking open-ended questions, being interested in their life, keep that conversation going. That is your first goal when you message somebody, is to start the conversation and then keep the conversation going. After you have talked for a while, you then convert the conversation into an invite. And if you're like, well, I need to know how to do that, Allie, go back and listen to the recording from a couple weeks ago, and I'll teach you how to do it. Convert the conversation to an invite. And now we're at the point where they've said, yes, I do want more information on your challenge group. But now what do we do? So we're going to cover how we do certain things to make sure that you are leading this conversation. It is so easy when you are having a conversation with somebody, whenever they say, yeah, I want more information, but how much does it cost? Yeah, I want more information, but how much time is this going to take from me? All right, it's really easy to let that kind of derail you and kind of like get deer in the headlights. So your main goal is you want to take control back of that conversation, and you want to lead that conversation to where you want it to go and not be led. All right, so we're going to go over some strategies tonight to how to transition them into asking them questions. What questions do you ask them whenever they're to the point where they're like, yeah, you can ask me questions. What program do you recommend? And then how do you explain the program? And then more importantly, how do you get to the point where you're ready to close that deal, to get that challenger into your challenge group to help them toward the goals that you have just talked to them about? So they said yes, and they want more info, but now what do you do? All right. So this is from a conversation of mine. And I said, hey, I don't know if this would interest you, but I run these monthly online health and fitness accountability groups, and I would love to work with you. Can I send you over some more information? And she said, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to know more about being healthy. So then I sent this. I said, awesome. I would love to share more information with you. And I send this to every single person who wants more information. Okay. It is saved as a script on my computer. It says, my groups are a lot of fun. They focus on three main things: 30-minute in-home workouts, simple nutrition, and an online support and accountability group. They are a great atmosphere for reaching your goals. Are you currently working toward any health and fitness goals? All right. Notice, open-ended question leads right in. You constantly want to keep that conversation going. She said, no, she's not. I'm in the process of moving. Overtime has been rough. It'd be very easy right here to be thinking in your head, well, this person's never going to be a yes. But I've totally removed myself from the outcome. I am connecting with this person and getting to know them. So I related to her and I said, oh, moving is a hard job in itself. We're in the military, moved over a few years. Are you moving locally? Okay. Yes, this area, this is where we're moving. Oh, cool. My brother actually lived in that area on this place for a bit. And then she, thanked me for my husband for our service. And I said, some days it's tough, but we really like the lifestyle. Do you see how I just took that and related with her? And we continued our conversation. I'm a human being here, okay? I'm relating to her and I'm sharing with her some of my own life experiences that I can relate to her, that moving is a pain in the butt, all right? And nobody really likes doing it. It's kind of a necessary evil of growing up and getting older, okay? Then we just continue that conversation. I'm still being human, all right? I continue, well, what do you do for a living? Overtime has to be really hard. And then we talk about what she does for a living, okay? And how she does all these things and how she has to pay the bills somehow. It's not her best job she's ever had, but it pays the bills, and how it has great benefits and everything. And, then I take control back of the conversation. I know I want to get her to the point where I am asking her questions about her life and about her goals, because she said she was interested in more information about my challenge groups. So this is what I say. In my groups, everyone is working through an in-home fitness program. There are a ton of them, and I always like to find the best fit for your goals and lifestyles. So can I ask you a few questions to find the best program for you? And then I always revalidated what she had typed in there too, because I hit enter before I got that. So I always revalidate what she said. And she said, yeah, ask away, no problem. So now we're ready to get into the conversation. Do you see how I took back control of that conversation? We went from talking about everyday life, and now I've taken the conversation back to where I want it to go, which is I want to get to know her better. I want to know what her goals are so we can figure out the best program for her. And that's where we're heading next in our conversation. So now I start forming her even more. And these are the same questions I ask every single customer, all right? What is your overall goal? Lose weight, tone up, better nutrition, etc. And as they're answering, I relate to them. I share, oh, that was me too. It's okay to say all three. I was the same way. I relate to them. I hold a conversation. I don't send them all of these questions at once. I ask them one by one and validate their response on every single question. What types of workouts do you like? What types of workouts do you hate? What is your current fitness level? How much time per day do you have to dedicate to a workout? And talk to me about your current nutrition. Walk me through a typical day of your eating. And then any special circumstances I should know about, allergies, injuries, crazy work schedules, etc. Okay? I ask these same questions. Questions I sometimes add in there are, if you were to reach your goal of losing 50 pounds, how would it make you feel? Sometimes I'll put that in there too and see how it goes. All right. So now she's answered all of these questions. I have a really good indication of what she needs. 9 times out of 10, guys, it's 21-day fix, country heat, something with simple nutrition, 30-minute workouts, ready to go. Okay. What program now? This is what I say to every single person. Okay, I think I have a great program in mind for you. And then I apologize because it took me a couple of days to get back to her because of the weekend. I say, can I share more details with you about the program? And then, yeah, go ahead. I'd love to hear more information about the program. I go through and I give her a brief overview of the program. Okay, so the program you will get will have a great workout and really easy to follow nutrition. The workouts are all cardio dance set to country music. They aren't line dancing, but it's still a blast. They're all 30 minutes or less, 6 days per week. And then the nutrition piece is based on portion control and clean eating. It really makes it doable and an easy transition into a lifestyle. Does that pretty brief description seem like something you would like? And she said, yeah, it does. Then I send her a video, okay? And I let the videos that Beachbody makes, that they spend thousands upon thousands of dollars making, show them that program, all right? And I send them the video, especially for a program like Country Heat, so they can see what those workouts look like to see if it's gonna be something that they like. And also, I wanna preface this, before I recommend Country Heat, I make sure they like country music. I always ask that question before I recommend Country Heat for somebody, because this could be pure torture if you don't like country music. So I always ask them if they like country music, and then I send her the video and I say, let me know whenever you've watched it. It took her a few days to watch it. I followed up with her. I had her on a list. I followed up with her. All right. And then she says, yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Oh, I validate it. Absolutely is. I've tried it before. I love it. Can I share more information with you about the nutrition part of it? Now, this is where I get into a little bit more detail about the nutrition piece. I don't do this with every single person, but I do this with people who I've built a really good relationship with. And I talk to them about this nutrition piece. I don't send it to them all at once. I make sure they've read the message prior to, before sending the next. And I say the same thing every single time. And it's just explaining the 21-day fix to them. All right. And she says, well, this sounds a lot easier than things I've tried in the past. I hated the guessing game of portions. Okay. Now we've explained the nutrition piece. I do the same thing with a challenge group. And I explain to them what a challenge group is. And I explain to them how in my first challenge group, it was a game changer because I had the support that I needed to really have lasting success, not just a diet. All right. So how do we close the deal? You've gone through, you've shown them the workouts. You've made sure that you have given them, you've made them feel appreciated. You've made them feel like you have really took a notice to them because you should have, and you know what their goals are. Now you're ready to try to close that deal. If you notice, I haven't talked price at all with this person yet. I want them to know what they're getting for their money. I'm putting value behind those products before I give them a price tag. I want them to see themselves using this program before I give them a price tag. Okay? So these are the questions I ask every single time before I even send them a price breakdown. Could you see yourself working through this program? Do you think the challenge group would be helpful for your success? Then I say, I have a group kicking off on this date. Is that a good time frame for you? And they usually say, yes, yes, yes. Okay. And then I send them a price breakdown. All right, great. Let me grab you a price breakdown. And in the cover photo of our team page, there is a link to price breakdowns of every challenge pack pretty much that you can get to and you can send to people. Now, that is how I run my conversations. And I have a really, really good success rate with this way of doing things. Now, I will say this conversation that you guys all watched, she has not purchased a challenge pack from me yet. You guys have seen this conversation. It started the whole way back. I think the first messages were on like January 3rd or January 4th. However, she wants to do a challenge group in February. So in between are, great, let me grab you a price breakdown, and her saying, well, I'd love to do this, but I only have half the money now, but I can't join until next month. I have followed up with her and just held normal conversations to make sure that she realizes I haven't forgotten about you, and I'm not just in this for a sale. I truly care about your success. Okay? So that's how I do it. And I know she will purchase a challenge group or a challenge pack. If not this month, she will in the future. And it's so key that even when you get a no, even when you get a not right now, that you continually follow up with them and just have genuine conversation. So here are some call to actions. You need to, form your potential customers. That is so crucial. Form them, get to know them. Don't rush to the price. If somebody right out of the gate is like, yeah, I'd like more information, but how much does it cost? I get this a lot too. I get that same thing right out of the gate. But this is what I say. I say, there is a price involved, but it all depends on the program that you choose. There are a lot of different programs out there to pick from, and I always like to make sure I choose the best fit for you and your lifestyle. Can I ask you a few questions to figure out the program that is the best fit for you? That always says, yeah, no problem. Go ahead, ask your questions. I never get a price objection again after that until the very end, and they're ready to hear that price. Okay. Or sometimes after the meal plan, I'll explain that and they'll go, okay, great, but how much is it? I'll go, I promise I'm getting to the price. I really just want to explain the challenge group to you before we talk price so you know everything that you're getting for your money. Okay. Always acknowledge their question, but remember, take control back at that conversation and take it where you want it to go. All right. And that's that last point, is lead the conversation where you want it to go. All right. Whether it's to talk about the nutrition piece, whether it's to follow up the next day, take the conversation where you want it to go. All right. Questions for me. I would love to hear some questions or some objections that you've been getting. I would love to hear some. So what are some questions that you've been getting from people, or some different conversation things that you need help with? Anybody at all?
I had a question.
Go for it, Joy.
Just to kind of review, so when she basically was already saying no, how did you transition again into asking, can I share with you more, whatever? What was that? I don't remember.
Oh, whenever, back at the beginning when she was like, well, I'm right in the middle of a move and everything else.
Right.
Yeah. So whenever she said that, I related to her. How, when she was like, I asked her if she was currently working toward any health and fitness goals. And she said, no, I'm in the process of moving. And in between that and full-time work with overtime, it's been really hard. I related to her. And I said, oh, I totally understand. That has to be really difficult. I'm a military spouse. I move all the time. Moving is tough. I get it. And we just talked about that for a little bit. And then I went right into, she didn't say no right there. She just said no to my, are you working toward any health and fitness goals? So I just went on and I just asked her, I went right back to the point. I said, so my groups, everyone is working through an in-home fitness program. There are a ton of them to choose from. And I always like to find the best fit for your goals and your lifestyle. So can I ask you a few questions to find the best program for you? And we just went right into it. But the biggest thing, whenever you feel like, oh, this conversation is going to go south, I know it, it's dive bombing, relate to them and empathize, because odds are you've experienced something that they're going through that you can empathize. Like for this situation, Joy, you could have been like, oh, we just moved too. It's such a ton of work. We're still getting settled into our house. Like you could empathize with them and relate to them and have just a normal conversation that you would have with them. And then you just go, all right, so my groups are a ton of fun and everybody's working through a program. Can I ask you a few questions to figure out the best one for you? So just make sure you just take it back. So don't worry about like the perfect seamless transition, if that makes sense. Just ask it and they'll probably be like, yeah, cool, that's fine. Ask some questions. Did that help, Joy?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Any other questions? Oh, if they say no right out of the gate, Kelly, I get that too. Or Kara, I get that all the time. And I just say, hey, that's totally fine. I understand. If you ever change your mind, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Likewise, if you know anybody who this would be perfect for, I truly love helping people and I'd be more than willing to talk to them as well. And then I ask them sometimes, like, can I keep you on my monthly follow-up list? And sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no. And you just bless and release and you go on to the next person. Okay, but always accept that no graciously and ask for a referral. Yep, no problem. Anybody else? Or Kara, too, sometimes for those people who say no right away, I also say, hey, I'm running a free group next week. If you wanted to kind of see what it's like to work with or what my challenge groups are like, this will give you a really good indication. And I'll invite them to my free group then. Any other questions? These are good questions, guys. And remember, if you just lead with the intention of just having good conversations with people and being genuine and caring about them, nothing bad will come from it. You're going to have a good conversation. And that's a good day in the office when you have good conversations. Any other questions? All right, well, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm not going to keep you any longer than necessary. If you think of any questions, please ask, okay? Next week, again, remember our team call is not on Tuesday. We are joining forces on Monday night with the Dream Team Surge. That will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so a little later than what we normally do. That is next Monday on the 6th, all right? So have a great rest of your week and enjoy your February kicking off tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys. We will talk to you later. Bye.